morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, today I'll be solving yet another question. This question, I mean, they said it is easy, but I don't think it is that easy. It took me some time before I came up with a solution for it, but whatever. So the question is asking you to find all the possible subsequence of a given string. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be a string. It can also be what do you call it, an array or something, because as you know, strings is a character array. And so yeah, let us try and work out the solution. So the solution that I'm going to use is actually very simple. It is a looping situation. So like we will have like a for loop that will loop through all the possible substrings that we can get. I think if you go back to high school, there was this formula that we used to find all the possible subset of a set, and the formula was 2 raised to the power n, right? Minus 1 if we are not counting an empty set as a subset. And it looks like here they are not counting the empty, this one, as a subset. So we would find all the possible subset that we can get, and we will also use bitwise operation to get it. So let us now first start. We will get the array length. It's unfortunate this website doesn't give me an option in C#, so I'll be writing in Java instead. So I say okay. This guy is length. So this is the array, like the length of the array that was given us, and we will also find the number of possible subsets that we can get. So that's the S length, that's the subset length, and that one is going to be math of how. Remember the form, right? It's 2 raised to the power n. So this will give us all the possible subsets that can be formed, including the empty one. We will ignore the empty one when we start the for loop, right? So now we are going to say, okay, for I, starting from 0, going up to all the possible sub list that we can get, I plus plus. So we are increasing, okay? Then I will now loop. You see that then I will now start a for loop for the internal distance, for the length of the string, This loop is covering all the possible subsets that we can form. And the inner loop that we are setting is going to be for each of these ones, for each character that is present in the given list of ones. So we will say for int j, k equals 0, k less than n, k plus plus. Right. Oh, sorry. K plus plus. Right. This thing wants us to return an array list. So here we have a string of so we are getting. And here we will say let us return something. They want us to return a. So we will the code string a equals to new array list. It is Java, so there's no need to specify the type that it will be holding. Once you have specified it here, there's no need to specify here, so this one will work without any problem. So we will say if n, if the rest that we got was equal to this one, then we won't add it to our list, and we'll just continue, we'll just skip. Else, if by the end of this internal loop that we've sent here, if the rest does indeed contain something, then we will then add to the array that we are returning, to the list that we are returning, to the list of parameters. So now we will now check. So here is the actual trick that we are going to apply. Um, so what we are going to do is we are going to perform a bitwise operation, right? I would explain later. You just let me first write the code. So inside here, I am going to have I bitwise and operation. Bitwise and operation of 1 shifting the bits by j, and then we check if this one is there. And we are going to then append whatever we got. As character. This is why I like C# over this one. C# you can just use the implementation this thing, but in Java I don't think you can do that. So this is it. So yes. So if the given character meets this condition, then we are going to add it. We are going to concatenate it to press. And so if none of it meets that condition, then the rest will be empty by the end we finish by the end of this loop. And so we won't add it to this one, and then we can continue here. And so if we run and compile, we are giving ABC the possible substring. What is it saying? Sorry, it needs to be typecast. This one is returning. Is it a double or something? Is there an error again? Okay, so this is it. So the possible substrings for this one: A, B, AB, AC. Yeah, so these are the possible substrings. But it looks like these websites, they want you to sort it out. So before we sort it out, let's sort it using collections. I guess. So now that we have sorted it, let's see what it's sending out. So now, yeah, it has sorted it. So A comes first, AB and AC, okay, and BB, then C, then we can submit and see. Okay. So it works for all the test cases, okay. So let me explain this part, this part here. So because that is where all the logic is. So what we are saying is this. This is what we are saying. Do you know bitwise operation? So here we take 1, right? We take this value of 1 and then we shift the bits by, like, we move the bits by 1. So like 1 is stored like this, right? So if we apply this 2 backwards, this one to it, it will now change to this one. like we shift the bits, so we move it by this one, right? And this guy here, the bit operator, and right, this bit operator here, it is like it it doesn't work like the normal and that we know. It do like it does the and on a bit level. So it's like, say if I say this guy and and say 3 or something, and 3 is this, what it is going to do is that it will check every bit by bit. So like it will check this bit and that bit, and it will do an AND operation of them. So like we know that 0 and 1 is going to be 0, and we know that 1 and 1 is going to be 1, and 0 and 0 will be 0, 0 and 0 will be 0. So like if I perform this and that one, I will now end up with something like 0, 0, 1, 0 as the outcome. That is the bitwise AND. So that is what we are doing, and like what that is helping us to do is like this. We are counting, like if we do that, it will help us count, say like think of every digit here, right, as representing 0, and we will only add it to this rest if it is 1. And so like this is helping us count in binary way, so like we are counting like this 1, we are counting like this, and then we are counting like that one, like this, that. So like we are counting, in a in a binary way. So like we will only append this one. We will only append a character to the string here if its current bit is lighting up as 1. If it is not 1 and it is 0, then we won't append it. So like that is basically what this thing is doing. So like that is it. It's a very simple this thing. I hope it was understandable. If you have any question, you can ask it in the comment section below. And yeah, thank you. See you tomorrow when I solve another question like this.